It is 1992. You just got home after a grueling day of school, but can't be bothered to deal with homework. There has been a game swimming through your head all day long, and finally, you can sit down in front of the Super Nintendo and press play. That iconic sound of a sword slash illuminates the title screen, and you are face to face with one of the greatest games ever created. Back to today, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past remains a timeless classic that is still mentioned as one of the pioneers of modern adventure games, deservedly remembered as one of the greatest games ever released on the SNES. A Link to the Past goes back to the roots of the series, ignoring Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, and its side-scrolling gameplay, using the original game as its template. With a more powerful console behind it, this game takes all the good ideas from the previous titles and packs them into an adventure that takes Link back to Hyrule and beyond. A Link to the Past looks fantastic, as all the characters, locations, and animations pop off the screen. Link has improved his appearance as well, donning a new pink hair design, and has added new abilities and ways to navigate Hyrule and the surrounding areas. This game is a treat to play, with numerous secrets and memorable dungeons to explore. The game starts with Link waking up after having a dream about Princess Zelda, who once again needs his aid. After borrowing his uncle's sword and shield, Link takes a quick trip to Hyrule Castle and braves the infested palace, saving the princess and the day. However, that is just the start of his journey, and he will have to find more dungeons, acquiring familiar items and also new pieces of equipment that will help him reach new areas and exploit the many bosses that await him. The game is packed full of memorable moments, but one classic interaction is worth noting for becoming a staple for the series moving forward, as subsequent titles always make it a key event when Link gets his hand on the series' iconic weapon, the Master Sword. Hiding in the peaceful depths of the Lost Woods, the legendary blade slumbers until Link plucks it from its resting place and lifts it overhead in triumph. Lurking hidden throughout the lands are dungeons filled with monsters, traps, puzzles, and treasures. Each dungeon challenges players with new twists and turns, and usually a piece of equipment that will help Link reach the depths of the dungeons and best the boss that dwells below. Most of the time, new areas are gated by specific obstacles, and it is a good idea to explore the map to see whether the newly acquired gear can open them. Items like the boomerangs, bombs, and bow and arrows are things Link is familiar with due to his other adventures, but A Link to the Past also introduces new artifacts, such as the hookshot, which is a delight to use against enemies, grabbing faraway spoils, and pulling the hero over otherwise insurmountable gaps. Some trinkets are more useful than others, but there is a decent amount to gather if the player is keen to find them all. Combat in A Link to the Past is smooth and easy to learn. Link can swing his trusty sword, which is how most skirmishes are decided, but there are a lot of other options at Link's disposal that he can use to beat the many enemies that he encounters. Link also has a few shields that he can upgrade, which offer protection from certain projectiles. He even has a few new moves that he has mastered since his last travels, providing an array of resources to tackle the obstacles in his path. The game shines by giving players tons of freedom to find innovative ways to succeed. The music in A Link to the Past is fantastic and shines throughout the adventure. Koji Kondo brings his talents back to the series as the main composer for the game. The overworld theme from the original has been reimagined and sounds better than ever, thanks to the upgraded powers of the Super Nintendo. In fact, many of the tracks and motifs found in the game would become staples for the series moving forward. However, one of the few annoying elements in the game is the constant blaring alarm that alerts the user when they have low health, which only goes away when the player sufficiently restores their hearts. Beyond that minor inconvenience, the soundtrack is legendary and has tons of memorable pieces that haunt players' minds long after finishing the game. Another thing that A Link to the Past has is its lasting legacy. Games like Alundra, Okami, Oceanhorn, Gunman's Proof, Three Dot Hero, Blossom Tales, Tunic, Crusader of Senti, Soul Blazer, Beyond Oasis, Landstalker, and Mina the Hollower, among other games, all used this game as a guideline. Often imitated, never duplicated, there are countless games that follow in its footsteps, mimicking its gameplay and using its winning formula to try to emulate its success. People have even modded the game and added entire new worlds using the Zelda engine for people to play and explore. This is a fantastic way to honor A Link to the Past while providing a familiar world with new twists, dungeons, and power-ups to discover. Being that this was the only Zelda title to release naturally on the SNES, it more than holds its weight in the grand scheme of the series, and is often heralded as the premier top-down entry in the franchise. It is a game that RP gamers would do well to experience, and it is something I will play again in the future. Time travel may not exist, but this game is special, and will remain so for its ability to offer a connection point to those childhood memories. A Link to the Past. This review is purely comparing this game to other SNES RPGs. Nintendo Power Issue 34 has an article for this game. RP Gamer scored this game a 4.5 out of 5. Thank you for checking out my video. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Coming up next on my RPG Retro Reviews, we are heaven sent to a world devoid of life. Let's see how many souls we can save.